All right, so started out as a system administrator at a point in the past and never really knew about DevOps or infrastructure as code or any of those kind of things. So, you have consultants come in and introduce you to it. Very, very skeptical. Later on, I knew it was the right thing to do. So it's kind of like our old infrastructure, everything done manually, broken, jacked up. Reminds me also of, we had this really annoying phrase that I hate anymore called war rooms all the time. So these are when you take everybody, put them all in a room to try and fix something. Everything's done manually. Nobody, change controls out of place. You have a ton of salary in the room. Executives are asking you constantly for updates. Did you check this? Did you check that? Can't actually fix the issue. Got to the point where it was so bad that a buddy of mine in the audience over there actually brought in a Spartan battle helmet from a costume and took it into the war room, and they did not like that. But once we adopted DevOps practices and really started working on quality, testing, pairing, sharing knowledge, everything was a lot better, and that's it.
Mine's about hiring a dev.
All right, ready?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Well, obviously, it is a Joker situation hiring a dev in this climate. Basically, you can't unless you want to hire them tomorrow when you get them tomorrow. But, if you're reasonable and you want to pay them $1 million, then you can definitely beat out the competition. Now, if you want to be first in line in order to hire a dev, the strategy is not really to move the slowest to keep everyone else at bay like this traffic would indicate, but in fact it is to just move the fastest and also make it so the candidate has an opportunity to talk to everyone. Now, it's obviously a very competitive game, and while some people might think it's just a silly croquet match, it's real life to these candidates, and you have to work hard to win the best top talent. And if that means getting the death croquet, then you're doing it right. And at the end of the day, you did all the steps you needed to hire that dev effectively, and then you make them an offer and they actually say yes, that's when you celebrate, not until they say yes. And actually probably not until they start, because they probably won't start.
All right, ready?
Nope, but let's do it anyway. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about continuous testing in DevOps environments. And honestly, this is how our pipeline looks currently, right? There's all sorts of broken deliverables scattered all about our ecosystem, and we're just trying to pick up the mess here, right? I have to remind people all the time that our deliverables are not progressing through the pipeline, right? So I'm constantly following up and making vaguely passive-aggressive threats to people to get these things to move down the line, right? So this is the face I make when I don't understand why our deliverables are not moving along as we expect. I'm confused. Something's fishy, right? It's one of those things where you just keep following up until it makes sense, and maybe it will, maybe it won't. And this is how I feel when I finally understand what the issue is, and I've mastered it, and things are progressing along as I expect. I'm on top of my game, and it's really something worth celebrating, right? So, but until they make it to that shipped, to the customer and to prod, nothing's going to happen.
All right. Here we go.
Yep. All right, I'm going to talk about mathematical models and automation. So this looks like as confusing as when I first joined coding. Oh, it's 15 seconds, okay. Yeah, hold on a second, sir. It's 15 seconds, I know, but my connections is a little rough, which means, oh, you know what, like the dogs are really good at mathematical models because they know the exact place to sit where it's most inconvenient for all of us. Oh, and cats are second to none. So just like dogs, cats are like queens that stop everything and make a mess out of everything, just like an automated testing which isn't automated enough. Oh, just like Ted Lasso, believe in your code, believe in automation. No matter, there are only two ways to do things right, and the third way is always the right. So just believe in your code. Yeah.
Hello, I've been a DevOps engineer for a couple years now, and I would like to discuss alternative titles to DevOps engineers. All right, so we know it's broken. Everyone knows it's broken. We've heard it a lot. We've heard DevOps isn't a good term. DevOps engineer is an ambiguous term. It means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So what's the alternatives? That's what we're here to discuss. Wow, it is a long time. All right, we only have one way to go, and it's up. But it's going to be hard. It might look like it's going to be easy. You might see a solution like cloud engineering or infrastructure automation engineer. But you got to look. These aren't escalators. That's stairs. This is going to take some work. But the only way to go is up. All right. Yeah, my boss did tell me to change my title, and that's what I'm doing right here. So I figured I'd choose this to be fully transparent with everybody. Yeah, I think we just can't do things to just. We just can't. Yeah. All right, we got to have enthusiasm about this because we can't just change it to something that is just going to fizzle and die. We need to all be here as as DevOps people here to change it, to get force in the industry to make a lasting change so we don't have another standard. So let's do this, guys.